So hey guys, what are we here doing?
Well, apparently I'm next up on the massage list for the 15-minute chair massage, but we board in 12 minutes, so
10 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final one.
Pretty around here though, huh? Damn. Gorgeous. Palm trees, mountains. We're finally here, man. Baby in the back.
I did it. I feel good.
Yeah, dude.
so many people here.
I know. Okay, so we just arrived at the Global Ambassador. Door. The Global Ambassador. Amazing place. Like this, it is hopping.
This is you guys.
May not appear, but
We all
really
should come
excited.
see our room really quick.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go to y'all's room first.
Go,
Because we have
go
a
scope. Let's come scope the digs.
balcony.
Really cool. Scottsdale is cool. Should visit. You should visit. All right, guys, so we're up here. We are in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're about to get ready for the Power Couple experience. We have dinner tonight, so everyone's flying in. This place is amazing. So it's just really, really exciting to see the dynamics of the different couples and how they work together, what they do. Their kind of inception of how does one have a conversation with their maybe once a girlfriend? You know, that's typically where the conversation began. That's where it did with Rachel and I. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, we both do some kind of similar stuff. And then the evolution of that, the wins after you overcome the challenge and the next one and then the next one and the next one, and then you are growing in these waves and these trickles, and you have kids and you have a family and you have all these things that are blessings, but with great blessings come great responsibility. That's very real, you know, and we're gonna be talking about those specific things at this event. We're gonna go really deep into it. And I have other people that are gonna be speaking that are on different sides of the country coming here to share their personal experience. Different folks from different strokes in different industries. But at the end of the day, you know, you got people talking to each other, trade money for a product or a service. And if you do that with your significant other, you can get there much faster, we found. We found that we have been able to enhance our growth substantially over the years by not doing two different things. Because I used to have fitness companies and then we had the salon. And I would help, but I was like, oh, that's your thing. Not really want to get into the beauty space. I got this fitness thing going on. I built it to do decently well. Actually, one of my buddies that are speaking today would always crush in fitness. He would do 10 times what I was doing. So I'd always ask him for a lot of advice. And through the years, we have developed on our own accord, and he and I are always talking about marketing. So when I'm talking ads, acquisition, me and my buddy Ryan are doing a lot of the conversing. Like masterminds are great, YouTube ads are great, but he is putting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day into ads to convert into clients, and so am I. So just seeing he and I on stage talking about how we communicate and how our friendship has grown over the years and how we leverage that to help, you know, our companies, different spaces, but it's really cool, the dynamics and the dichotomies of these things. So we're really excited to talk about that. We're gonna be talking a lot about tax strategy stuff too, but we're at a really, really beautiful place, and we're at in an incredible environment. Our team is here. We got a pretty lean setup this time. It wasn't like Salon Con. Salon Con's our big event that we do in Miami, or we did it in Mexico the year prior. It was a big deal. So we were able to do a lot of really cool stuff over the years, and it's just really exciting to be able to continue on to grow our events and just put it out there and continue on. So we're excited to share what we're doing here as we do our event here at this amazing hotel. Amazing scenery, it's gonna be a great time. So keep watching. Welcome. Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
This is my husband.
How you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, guys. What's up? Let's get a hug, everybody. What's up? How you doing? I'll hug everybody. Welcome. This is where everything's gonna be. Hey, I'm Drew.
I'm Rachel. Welcome to Power Couple. We're out here at the Power Couple Experience in Scottsdale, Arizona at the gorgeous Global Ambassador. Everybody's starting to arrive. We've got dinner that's going to get started in about 30 minutes. We have really awesome curated craft cocktails and wine. So it's really cool. I'm excited to see everybody that we've seen before. Everybody that's at this event usually are clients that we've been working with for a while, so it's nice to see everybody a few times a year, and looking forward to tomorrow. We've got so much incredible education planned for everybody. Going to be building out wealth maps, going to be really getting everybody clear on how they can work together to build their empire and be able to really set their kids and their family up for success.
I want to go to Mexico. That's where I met these guys. That's where we got the Salon Con venue.
Oh yes.
It's him.
Nice.
So how the story goes is we were using this. We were about to go to this other venue, and I was not happy with it at all.
Yeah.
But we were kind of out of options, and you've probably seen this, but I'll kind of hang back because there's so much happening. Like, if I get involved, there's just too many cooks in the kitchen. So, but if I got to come in, and I had to come in at that point because the venue, like, there's just all these things not happening. And then I made a call. I was with the girls playing soccer at the girls' center in South Orphan and but they're young adults. Some of these girls, like, I said 14 to like 24.
Oh yeah.
But then we have like young kids there at a different center.
Yeah.
And then you have like the dynamics. I was talking to the pastor out there. I'm like, he's like, yeah, some of them are like 20, and then they meet each other, and then one of them gets pregnant. When I first got and then we got to deal with that. I'm like baseline in front of me. That's work, and then I use my network.
whole mashed potatoes.
Learning how to grow better, learning how to grow more efficiently, learning how to produce what we need to produce. Efficiency is really the name of the game for us right now.
Things are growing rapidly. Like we're up almost 50% from last quarter. So I mean, things are growing, which is great because that means that all the people that we're helping and mentoring are growing. We don't win unless they win, and so that's just really how this is positioned. And so we're super blessed to be able to have such amazing clients.
You need a Diet Coke.
Yeah, you need a little like Diet Coke.
You ready to go, man?
I'm ready. We're about to get going, about to set up, about to go on stage and do my presentation. I'm gonna open up Power Couples event and we have some really great speakers. Rach will be going on later, but I'm gonna be talking from like a really high level, like principles and how we've come together and our skills combined into one and like what that looks like and how we've been able to build the businesses, challenges, wins, things we've learned along the way. I'm looking to help just drive a ton of value for the people in this room. I'm really excited to see the other couples speak as well because we have our own story and we talk about it all the time, but there's other successful power couples in here and it's really cool. I'm gonna be learning things too, so I'm excited to do my thing and then get back in my seat to get my learn on. So really cool. I'm gonna go in and grab the mic and get this thing going. It's not traditional in a sense, like what can I make, you know? So making processes, making new customers is typically what I make. We're spending about $40,000 a month on ads. Right? That's just on ads. It's not the people making the ads. There's an additional 20 grand a month that's going into like the media team, right? If you're selling time, that's another thing where you're gonna get stuck. Like it can only go so far. And it's 50 conversion events and you have to pay for those conversion events, which means you have to have more leads, to spend more on those leads, you have to spend more on that awareness. Like media, our guys are doing a really good job of showing our lifestyle with our kids. And we're open, it's challenging, but they show what we have in the lifestyle that we're able to facilitate, and we're still nose to the grindstone, working our butts off. And they're gonna mess up too, and there's gonna be costly mistakes, and that's part of it. But going from doing all the things to being the best trainer person in the world is a huge growth swing. 60-second video, you can tell a lot by how articulate they are, they put together. Is there like a drape over the window? Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you can kind of see where how organized they might be, or that might not be. But that whole thing is its own deal that requires a whole full-time hand on it, you know? And once that thing starts spinning up, and then you got 20 people coming in to work for you per week, and then you can go find the best ones and bring two great people on per month, maybe shit one, you know, that's huge. Yeah, and I grew my fitness business to about $57,000 a month, and then I closed it down. You know, I can tell you how to get there, but my programs were $2,500. I was using EverFit, I was running ads, and I was just like, the churn was so high. Because I didn't have a product for them. Oh, awesome, guys! Thank you so much. And then I think there'll be a lot of really great value like this, like cross value. My buddy Ryan, who will come in, Milo's going on next. Me and Milo just done so much value with one another, meeting and mastermind. So thanks for hearing me ramble for the last time.
All right.
Yeah, so we got clear. We knew that God's love of behavioral science, shared vision, and then understanding our roles and authority within our relationship were really the foundational framework that we use daily to really navigate the ups and the downs. Because in every relationship, there's high highs, low lows, and figuring out that through line and the things that keep you grounded in every day are not complicated. We like to overcomplicate some things in our businesses and how we execute, but really keeping it simple in 4 different domains.
So I always say, or I always quote the Tina Turner song, you know, what's love got to do with it? He never really understood what I meant by that. And I'd be like, what's love got to do with it when it got really tough? And I'm like, I love you, but I don't know. You know, and there's still some pivotal times in our relationship, in our journey, that you navigate that. You're like, I love this man so very much. Like, he is literally the manifestation version of what I designed for my person second time around. But knowing that love is not enough, we needed something else. And we kind of dug into framework. I'm an integrator. I love systems. I literally was just kind of diving into his automotive dealership, business and framework. Like, I can do that really easy. So I didn't want to put KPIs around our marriage because, well, that's my love language. He's like, seriously? We're having weekly meetings? But that framework allowed us to remove the friction. That allowed us to remove the rocks in the road when you're dealing with kid problems, money problems.
How do you deal with, would you suggest everything completely be separate? At this point, we are involved in each other's.
Yeah. And that's very organic.
Decision making.
Yeah, and that is organic. So obviously I had my own business, he had his. I came in when we started dating, I was like, hey, I'll help you, I'll be your cheerleader, I'll be your girlfriend and support you, or do you want me to be your consultant and really help you? Because you're in a lot of pain and I know exactly, like Drew says, I know how to solve your problem.
Yeah.
But
there's no free lunch in our house.
So I gave him a bill and I was like, all right, then I started working with him fractionally. And that year we went from 2.4 to 9 million in just the 1 year. He had 30 employees. I'm like, you're in this much pain with 30 workers? And I was like, this is nonsense. So part of that, I started mingling into he obviously being a CEO and a visionary, my client base is owners. That's who I target, right? So I started pulling him into my business. So organically, it happens where you guys are helping solve. You're stronger at one thing versus another. So I think understanding your roles, you might be able to amplify how you support each other a little bit more, right? And the other thing that we do really well is that we will pull in people to help us.
So I am Ryan, this is Cori. We are the owners of Redefining Strength, and we're out here to present on working together as a couple, the challenges, the opportunities, and present on the visionary versus being an operator.
We're talking about who's really the boss.
I'll let them do that. But multiple six figures monthly in the fitness industry, which is a very, very, very hard thing to do. I can speak personally on that. So I'm excited for what they have to share. Ryan and Cori, come on up, guys.
And when we get so caught up in those frameworks, whether it's something like the book Rocket Fuel, has anybody read that? No, just us still for that? Okay. But any of those books that tell you this is the way things are done, it can distract us from actually owning our unique awesome, our unique weirdness, our uniqueness in general to excel in business. And it makes us not go to the place that we actually thrive in. And that's where we often see businesses, spoiler alert, die.
Yeah, we're going to kind of walk through our story and how we got here, but the big premise behind most of those books is it's dividing evenly. So there's one visionary and there's one operator, or it's build a system to scale yourself out. And a lot of times when we think just in frameworks and we're just trying to force ourselves into a box, what ends up happening is it doesn't work for you.
And so we started to divide the lanes very, very clearly, where I had been a coach. Like if I thought about how I defined myself, before we started to work together, it would be like, I'm a fitness nerd, I'm a coach. Like, I don't care about the business stuff, I just want to do all that. Let me nerd out about movement patterns and recruitment patterns and macros all day. That's the only math I do is macros and barbell. But I realized that like if I was going to lead this company, I had to step into a different role. But if you also think about when you're doing these different things, like has anybody ever like been like, where should we go for dinner tonight? And you're just like both sitting there like, I don't know, where do you want to go? I don't know, where do you want to go? And then you get sort of fatigued by the decision, and then either no one makes a decision or you just default back into what you always do, right? There's decision fatigue when there's not a owner of the tasks. And so we started to realize, okay, this framework helps us get ownership of something. It helps us get clarity. It helps make it easier to divide the different things. But it also doesn't allow for that adventure when you randomly go someplace because you have that last minute decision because it's somebody suggesting it who wasn't supposed to own it.
And this is where I want to tie in the Steve Jobs lesson, because I think a lot of times at every stage of business where you'll always hear, you should be working on your business, not in your business. Has anyone heard that one before? Right? Yeah, I see Drew's hands up. Yeah, it's a big one for him. Steve Jobs sat in on almost every single product meeting, and if he had gone to a mastermind back in the 90s with some business coach, they probably would have told him, that's a waste of your time. You're above sitting in product meetings. But if product was his expert and product is the vision, that is where he needs to be to drive that forward. And that's an example of stepping outside of what you should be doing like that framework that says, oh, you should be not working in your business, but if working in your business is part of your strength for one specific thing, and this could be across, like if you're all growing something where you're saying, I'm a C-level doing this, your specialty could be sales, your specialty could be tech, your specialty could be operations, it could be product, it could be design. So when those things happen and you know that's where you should be, it's important to think about, does this feel right as I'm doing it, which is different than feeling comfortable doing something.
I will have conversations, and sometimes they're great, a lot of times, but most of the time they're not. So I have a challenge where, because what we do is a little complicated in nature, because just 300 plus products, and there's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of ways to steer through like a closing frame and satiate the conversations and launch the brand, which we have someone helping out now, but every single time I've come out, every single time I've let off the gas a little bit, profits drop. Every single time. It's easier for me to just stay put and then kind of sort of start developing some people on the side, but I still gotta stay put. But we still do, we have a nice back end, so we still grow, but we're not growing substantially if I'm not the one closing those deals. So I just kind of do it.
So you're stuck in the hardest thing for any business owner. You're staying in the pain of the familiar. Mm-hmm. Anybody else do that? I know I do. It's uncomfortable. You don't like it, but you stay there because the risk of going to the other is scarier, right? We stay in the pain that we are familiar with because familiar is comfortable to some extent. And that's exactly where you know you need to stop making the excuses and do it, right?
Just downloading it and then reading.
Not even doing that, I'm just literally taking that because you can actually put in like existing posts to the ad set.
Huh. That's been the weirdest thing, honestly, with the last update is you'll have, supposedly it knows what to spend on the most and it will just spend like crazy on an ad that this isn't making any money. Why is it wanting to spend on this?
There's three things in an ad. So the campaign is going to be the intent, right? So you have like traffic, conversion. It'll say when you go to campaigns and you set up something, it'll say what kind of ad would you like to create, and there's a bunch of them. You can do DM ad, right? Which she does, but you got to manage the DMs. We'll get into it. This is like AI, like the deeper you get into this, the more questions you have, but you'll find the one that works for you. Depends on the goal. And typically for us, the goal is an appointment of some kind. A call, an interaction, that conversion event I was telling you about, that's where you want to get them to.
I talk about it as much as I can inside of our community, and also online, but it's difficult because it's a conversation to be had. We're gonna discuss building your legacy, okay? So you guys have learned a lot of information today about building your empire, working with your spouse, how to divide and conquer, who's best at what, all of that stuff. But then now what we wanna focus on is building out your legacy. If the personal life is out of whack, we can usually put on a happy smile and we can like make it happen. We can get on with our lives, we can do our business, we can do all that, and then what do? We take that hat off and we go home, and then we have to deal with what our real life is, right? You've heard my story, you know that about me. When you're at the end of your life, you're not thinking about like, oh, can I get my Escalade so I can kiss it one last time? Like, you don't give a shit about anything. All you care about is the people. Money is gonna help your families have opportunity And almost every one of us in this room and all entrepreneurs that I know, the number one thing that entrepreneurs struggle with is capital. Getting capital. If I just had the money, I could do the thing. If I just had the money, I could open the blow up bar 3 years ago. If I, and so that's the thing. That's always the thing that is the bottleneck in everyone's businesses. They know us, like us, trust us. She also is seeing the growth behind the syndication. Just goes and buys more hair. So it's that makes a lot of sense for a lot of you guys in here, but it's just a matter of get your account started and then figure out where you feel more comfortable on that to grow it. For us to grow, we need money, right? And guess what? When we grow SKUs, we grow colors, we grow textures, what happens? You guys can launch new things. So give it up for Gary.
My effort. And so I would push you on the concept of legacy to remember that yes, teaching them all kinds of amazing things, they might still be successful, but give them a lot of money and pay no attention to them or be around them, and you have set up a recipe for disaster. See, when we borrow against the life insurance policy, we're not borrowing from the life insurance policy. We're pledging as collateral, just like our house. Somebody's giving us a line of credit. We're borrowing and repaying. Okay? Simple? I would save up money in my savings account, buy my first house, save up money, buy my first car, save up money, buy a rental property. I hadn't been saving for 20 years. I've been saving for 5 years, 4 times in a row. And every time you start over, you go back to zero, right? So I've really only got to 5 years at this point, but I've been doing it for 20 years.
LLCs that aren't on here, we have multiple blocker LLCs that do real estate investments. 5 kiddos. Each one of the kids has a Roth. What I did with a very specific prompt inside of Claude, I just said, hey, this is what's going on, this is how we're currently doing it, this is what I need done. I want you to build a spreadsheet, I want you to pull all cancellations for every single week, and I actually put it on dispatch so I can actually do it automatically. Why are we trying to get them to level up? Why are we trying to make their job easier? That's the intent. It's not hey, I want to cut my payroll. It's I want us to all be more efficient so we can all earn more without doing more. And so that's how we utilize AI and how we divvy it up amongst these 3 areas. No one's out there trying to trick people, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and have a coaching call with someone and pretend it's me and it's not me. It's the same thing with ManyChat. You guys are all consumers, you guys all comment keywords on things and ask for links. You know it's not that person, you know it's not a nation. But it has over 4 million words that it's trained on. If you have a podcast, you can connect it to your YouTube channel. And then tomorrow, we will have a men, are you hiking?
I might. I didn't talk to the guys. I'm pretty cooked.
You guys can talk to Drew and decide if you guys, but Jem is planned for in the morning for the guys. And then ladies, we're gonna do Pilates. So we're gonna be inside the gym. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys in the morning.
Hey everybody, my name is Mitch Monaker. I am here with my lovely wife Amanda Monaker. We are both from Utah. We're about 30 minutes west of Salt Lake City. I have nothing to do with the salon industry, but at the Power Couple Retreat, I learned so much more than I was anticipating, not only about being a better husband and a better human, but I learned so much about tax strategy and tax planning and what it truly means to be leaving a legacy. And my biggest takeaway, I'm a little bit of a weirdo, I like some of the philosophical stuff, but what Gary was talking about with the legacy building was you die twice in life. You die once when your heart stops beating, and then the second time you die is when people stop talking about you, and that hit me hard with what the importance of building a legacy really is.
So I own a hair salon. That's how I found Rachel and Drew, and then it led me to the Power Couple. I really wanted to come here as a couple because we both own businesses. We don't work together in all of them, even though I would love to see that. I think this weekend has inspired us to figure out what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses and how can we start to cover those for each other in our other businesses. I really liked the PI test. We're still waiting our results, but I'm excited to see.
Anxiously awaiting. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited to see where we can work better together and like find out where we were already working well together as well. We do have several companies, and finding out how to structure them properly, I think, is going to make a big difference for us. That's something that Rachel went over a lot. And then also, of course, the tax benefits. Anytime you own anything that brings you money, we love money, but I don't want the government to have more than they need to. So I'm grateful that Rachel went over all of that, so that hopefully, I mean, we got a few days still. Maybe we can save some money before taxes. But hopefully for next year, we will be able to save a lot more money. And through all of that, we'll grow stronger together as a married couple. So before we had our own brand and we were using lots of different brands of extensions, we really struggled to get our team on board with everyone doing hair extensions. Even though my dream was to be a hair extension salon, now with having our own brand, I was really truly able to get everyone on board with doing that. And then every new person who comes in, they're constantly asking, when do I get to do my first model? When do I get to learn this? And it used to be something they were almost seemingly afraid of because the mountain seemed too tall, right? So that's been great. Our average ticket has changed dramatically. We were sitting at about $250 for average ticket sales for customers. Now we're at like $390. So that's awesome.
We're wrapping. We're brunching. We're getting some testimonial stuff from some people that were here. I think we got a massage. We're gonna, if there's some time, we're gonna see about doing some physical activities. Got to work out in earlier, but I didn't do my legs just in case.
Oh, so, yeah, good planning.
Yeah, we got one more thing to go do, massage. But I feel good after massage, so yeah. I don't really get sleepy. I get like, I don't know, it's kind of primed up. I'm trying to sneak away to go get some shoes.
Oh yeah.
And to go up this Camelback. We are heading to Camelback Mountain. Is it a mountain?
Yeah, it's a mountain.
It's mountainous. We're gonna go up it. I think we got a good time. The local said as long as you're heading up at by 4:30, block out about an hour and a half to get up it.
There's Drew's hiking boots. Here's my hiking boots.
Look at it. We got people gonna be like, he's probably the best hiker in the world. They say there's no dogs allowed, so we can't go because I got that dog. And we're gonna go up Camelback Mountain. Some things that I've already read. We gotta make sure that our water. We don't need to drink our water. If we drink half of our water before at the top, we have fucked up. So we need to spread our water out. We've got, how many do you have? Two 2
liters. Or
2 liters.
2 1.5 liters. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna hit this. We got a good time. Phones are away. We're just gonna go up this thing. It's gonna take us about an hour and a half to get to the top. So
let's go.
Let's go. Ridgeline here. Camelback, check. Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, yes.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Well, we made it. We've done it. We are the first to ever climb Camelback Mountain. Exploratory. But that was great. That was good. It got a little hairy.
Yeah.
But
I didn't get as much footage as I liked. I mean, shoot, I had to freaking pay attention.
we needed both hands.
Yes.
We bouldered the top fourth quarter of it really was boulder climbing. It was all the way up. Wear hiking shoes though.
Hey, I did it though. I did it.
You were slipping and sliding.
No, you
was I.
slipped
So
one
was
more
I.
time than I did. I was counting.
J, K, L, M, N, O, P, U, R, X, T, U, B, W, X, Y, Z, I know my ABC. Next time, won't you see what me?
All right, guys, we're back home, back at it, really, straight into the warehouse we just out here.
We got here like 60 seconds ago. Yes, that's a wrap on Power Couple Experience. You guys, we will have a link in the description for you guys to grab tickets for next year. We are doing it at the same place at the Global Ambassador in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's going to be at the end of February. We're so excited. It's literally the perfect venue to host this event. So definitely get your tickets. They will sell out, and we'll see you guys next week.